Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another ECM, well, DME. This is for a BMW sent from Staten Island. This is Staten Island, New York. Mr. Jackson, this is your computer. He's concerned. I have actually a note in here. Give me just 1 second to move this better. All right, I got the note in here from him. Let me just read this. Make sure my phone isn't silent. Yep, it is. It says code 002DD6, valvetronic servo motor, position sensor circuit, short circuit or open. 002DE3, valvetronic servo motor activation, voltage phase circuit open. 002E0F, valvetronic system deactivated, adjustment fault to frequent. 36FD, digital motor electronics DME main relay, plausibility permanently drop out. Those faults were taken with a Autel scanner, and the last digits of the VIN number are 40A155. All right, so I have the computer, as you see, connected. I have this set up. This is completely set up to test the valvetronic motors on the N55 and so on. So let me put the scanner on the screen and see how big is that going to show. Yeah, I'm going to have to resize that a little bit. All right, so give me 1 second on that. Well, as you see, I already have the scanner on. Perfect, that should be good enough. So it's not fully on the way. I have right now the valvetronic motor disconnected on purpose because it's constantly moving it because of the problem that this computer has. But let me get into the scanner with you guys so we can read the fault codes. All right, so it also to. All right, that is the correct VIN number. We already know that. And it looks like it's X5 2011. Yeah, it's from 8 2010, so 11. All right, so we're gonna enter here. Most probably it's gonna ask me to turn the ignition off for 10 seconds. Try to communicate to the entire vehicle and also to establish communication properly to read fault codes. All right, it did. So I'm going to turn the ignition off in here. Okay, I have that switch in there for that exactly purpose. And this is going to try to establish communication with the entire car, and most probably is going to give us fault or something from a problem of communication just because nothing else is connected, but that is fine. You see it says communication faulty, blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's going to, again, try to read the entire vehicle. It's just the way these scanners work, and they're looking for the entire car, right? I have another computer here from an X5 too. It's a different part number, but it's the same setup. It's an N55 as well. That is a good computer that I have in here. And I'm going to show you how a good computer should work and how the valvetronic motor should react when it's connected. But let's read the fault code first. Come on. Finally, okay, let's enter the DME. And let's go into trouble codes. Throw valve sluggish, too slow. That actually is absent. So I'm not sure if he has that problem on the car or no. Tank ventilation. I don't see any problems in here with the valvetronic even being unplugged. So let's erase the fault codes and see what it reads now. All right, well, right now we do have relay for ignition and injection supply voltage open, and then valvetronic motor position sensor short circuit open, and an incorrect data read. Well, that's just because of the timeout of the reading. But all right, what I want you to see is I'm going to plug the valvetronic now. It should not move because we have, you see, the computer is off. So I'm going to turn the scanner out of the view so you guys can see better. I want you to focus in here. Let me get a closer look. Yeah, right there. So I'm going to power the ignition off with this switch and then back on. I want you to see that it does not stop. It just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going because it doesn't even know what it is. So I'm going to unplug it because otherwise it's going to keep doing that. Let me get the scanner back in here. Let's erase the fault codes and read the fault codes. Did I turn the ignition back on or not? Yes, I did. All right, so valvetronic position motor circuit open, valvetronic activation both phase circuit open. So that is definitely happening on his computer, no doubt about it. So we can see those fault codes immediately here. So I'm going to get this out of the way, and I'm going to turn the computer off. So let me actually put this back on. So I'm going to escape in here, get out of this computer completely the normal way. Okay, so we are completely out of the scanner. I'm going to remove that from here. Let me get this a little zoom out so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to turn my power supply off. And not only that, another thing that I have noticed is, since I'm using the Autel Ultra, the BCDI, the BCDI for that scanner has a battery built in because this is an oscilloscope and other functions. So I have to turn this battery off in here because otherwise it will keep that big number stored in there, and it will always show the same big number. All right, so let me unplug this out. A little hard to get out. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna keep this computer like here. Let me get a little zoom out more. Yeah, so we can see that computer is still there. All right, so this is now my computer, known good computer. I'm gonna plug everything on. Forget if I turn that switch on or not. But all right, so I had that one connected. What I want you to see is when I turn this on, this is going to move, but it's going to go full sweep, full and back, and then stop. Oh, well, the power supply is off, right? All right, so you saw that in there. It went fully on and fully off. So I'm going to do it one more time, but let me get it a closer again one more time. With you guys seeing that in here, just focus yourself, view here. I'm going to turn this off and turn it back on. See, it went full and back, and that is the normal way it should be. Now this is completely and it's normal, you know. In BMW N55 and so on, any E series, when you turn the computer on and off, or you open the door with the ignition on, it will do the sweep on the valvetronic every single time to make sure that the limit positions are correct. All right, so you can see that this is now a different B number, is 767754, so completely different B number. We're going to enter this car the same way. And it's going to take a little time. It's going to go through the same thing. We can see there is also an X5. I went a little too far in there, or too fast in there, but believe me, it's an X5 2011. This computer leaves under the intake. A little hard to get it out, but it is just the way it is. All right, so let me turn the ignition off for 10 seconds. All right. Every time you see I do that, now that, I mean, the valvetronic is connected, but you can see and hear that it did stop. All right. So that's going to go into the same process, and it's going to say that it's a faulty communication because nothing else is connected. All right. So let's wait to get to the main menu where I can select the DME. And the reason I'm doing this is to double check and make sure that the customer concerns are indeed happening. And with this, I can show you with a known good computer and a known bad computer his that we do have the problem. In the meantime, I'm looking for something else. Let me just see. That YouTube that I have. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to look for one information that I want to show you where the actual common failure parts are. Yeah, I have it right here. So give me 1 second. All right, so this is going to be a good information to share with you. Actually, well, yeah, no matter what, I mean, this is not my information, it's somebody else's. So let me show you what I found. And I mean, I'm doing this just to show you what is necessary to be done. So let me take the scanner out. So the main problems on these computers are, well, the drivers for the valvetronic phases. I cannot do a zoom, so that's the maximum you can see. And then the driver for the pre-driver for those drivers. So those 7 parts need to be replaced. And there, you cannot buy them separately. And the TLE 7183F is only a minimum of 2,000 parts purchase. So yes, it is very important that you are a facility in order to acquire something like that. If I'm here now, I also want to show you if I have any computers, instrument clusters, automotive or marine that you need to send to repairs, please look for MikeSalazarDiagnostics.com. My name is spells MAIC. Salazar Diagnostics. In here, you can click on that white box that will download a Word document for you to print. And please fill all the blank spaces where I ask you for your name, address, part numbers, bins, and etc. If you want to send me an email, click on the black box that will open your email browser with my email already there. And you can send me an email or use the chat. The chat, if you do, please add your phone number or email so I can contact you back, because otherwise, if I'm not there, I will not be able to contact you unless I get that information. Also in here, I put my email, my telephone, and a link for the videos. I know that you're on YouTube, so if you have not subscribed, please do. That really helps my small business and my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. All right, so let's keep going with the test. All right, so in here, since I got you guys in here, let's do, should I do it in here? No, let me actually move back to here. And let's put the scanner the way we were before. Like that, you can see the motor. We're going to go into the DME. And we're going to enter the trouble codes as well. We can see, the accelerator pedals and all the rest of the faults are very normal to be there. Well, because they're not connected, right? So that is telling me the computer is reading good. As you see, this computer was unplugged. I plug it back in with that motor, and it has absolutely no valvetronic faults. I can erase the fault codes as I did in the other one. It says in here, oh, well, you see, this is actually good. Valvetronic adjustment range, lower limit, position not learned. Well, why? Because the motor is spinning freely. So when it's in the car, you got the eccentric shaft that has two stops, the minimum and the maximum. So the first one to be learned is the lower limit, but that is actually good because that I immediately know that the computer is saying, well, I went too far. Something is not right. And it's perfect. That is actually what we're looking for. I might be able to erase this full code. So let's see. No, it is still there. So let's do and switch back and forth. And let's try to re-erase the full codes. Sometimes that one does the trick. No, it's saying that we have the lower limit. So it's actually good. And if I remove the valvetronic and I turn the ignition back on and off, and we erase the fault codes, we should get, more valvetronic faults. Position sensor. Please don't make me a liar. Let me get out of here. Yeah, that should be enough. Let's re-enter. I switch the ignition on and off. Might have to turn the computer off and off. Okay, now you see we have more faults. We have now the 2D-E3, which is valvetronic servo motor activation phase. You see that's open. So this computer is reading everything completely properly. I'm not sure if we have any other things. As far as valvetronic, no. So it couldn't move it. So it says it has a phase is open. And that is actually good, right? Because, well, it is unplugged. So this computer, as you can see, is completely working properly with his. I cannot do any of that because obviously we have a problem. So in this way, I have been able to reproduce the customer concern. And now I'm going to start doing the repairs, which is replacing those components. And that is actually very intricate, especially for the design that this computer is. You cannot separate the board. You can, but it's very hard to replace those components. So I have to put them in a hot plate to get it to a temperature where I can use my hot air station and my irons to remove those components because they're actually, this computer is going to try to dissipate all the temperature. It's obviously it's not meant to be removed that way. But I have successfully done this repair in multiple occasions. Some of them I have not been able to share because customers don't want to. And even if I don't remove the name, I don't like to do that because still the VIN number and everything is attached to them, and sometimes they don't. Like Mr. Jackson just asked me to don't say his name. Wasn't him? Well, I think that Mr. Jackson, there will be a lot of people in New York with that name, right? So, but yep, hopefully, and I will run this with him to make sure that I'm not going on, beyond his requests. And this is very important. But yeah, I'm able to reproduce the concern. Otherwise, this video will be completely private. But yep. All right, guys. Thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and expect part 2 coming soon. Bye-bye.